Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday coming down to the end of our trading week, May 21st, 2015. Traders coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand, where it's hot, sunny, blue skies and white sandy beaches. Absolutely gorgeous outside. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, great to be with you, great to have you with me as we are going to go over 6 currency pairs, talk about some news and some data, what's coming out today, and things you should watch out for your trading day. Got some great charts today, really nice trade setups today, a lot better than yesterday. Well, I should say a lot easier to work with, that's for sure. But before we do that, if you would, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. And traders, I do this in the Asia session when I record this. So it's quite early in the morning for me over here in the great kingdom of Thailand. All right, traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career in the Fire Rescue Department out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came over to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, it's 2015, and I am still living in Thailand. Absolutely awesome and having a great time. Traders, I do trade the Forex markets every single trading day. Probably should not be watching charts as much as I do, but I sit in front and I watch charts, listen to fundamentals, probably 10 hours, 11 hours a day. I'm doing something related to Forex, and I love what I do. If I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't do it, but I love what I do. So that's just a little bit about myself. Let's get over some news and commentary, but before we do that, let's get this legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Let's take a look at our calendar. We got a pretty good calendar today. Quite a bit of stuff coming out. In the Asia session, I was in the live trading room, and we had China's HSBC Flash Manufacturing PMI. Came out below 49.4 and basically was done. I think the Aussie moved like 6 pips. So that was nothing there. However, at the London Open, we have French Flash Manufacturing PMI. That is a high-impact news event. After that, we have German Flash Manufacturing PMI, another high impact. And 90 minutes into the London Open, we have the Great British Pound's retail sales month-on-month. That's a market maker. And then during London lunch, we have the Euro ECB monetary policy minutes comes out. Then we move into the U.S. session, and we have unemployment claims, which is a high-impact event. So we'll see how that goes. That will be a shaker and a mover as usual. Let's take a look at the indices. The U.S. 30 closed negative 0.015%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.09%. The NASDAQ closed in the green at 0.03%. Wow, just barely. And the Russell 2000 closed in the green at 0.14%. Again, barely just in the green. Sorry, traders, I'm looking at too much stuff at one time. All right, let's take a look at what happened over in the Eurozone. The DAX closed negative 0.04%, just barely in the negative. The FTSE 100 closed in the positive at 0.17%. The CAC 40 closed up 0.31% in the green. And the Eurostoxx 50 also in the green at 0.35%. Traders, let's go over to Asia and let's take a look at what's going on in Asia. Traders, please remember that these countries are currently trading and active as the Nikkei 225 is up 0.40%. The S&P ASX 200 is also up at 0.66%. The Shanghai is up at 0.66%, with the Hang Seng in the red at negative 0.67%, and the Kospi, unfortunately, also in the red at 0.73%. So that just gives you an idea what's going on there. In the indices. So got to look at the calendar and the indices. What's the commentary for today? Well, yesterday was challenging, to say the least. I did make some profits yesterday, so I'm pretty glad of that. Made my daily bread. Actually, I did it on a currency pair that we don't look at. I did it on the pound yen. Took 14 pips out of the pound yen yesterday, but I was in it full throttle, so I traded 1% of my trading account per trade, and I know I'm never in more than 3 trades at one time. That's just good money management skills. Today, I think we have some really great charts to look at today. I think we've got some good trades, and hopefully they'll set up, and some of this news data will help us move along. But yeah, I think we have some good stuff coming. So let's move over and take a look at some 60-minute Forex charts. And as usual, we will start with the euro dollar. All right, here's the euro. The euro worked out fine yesterday. The entry was a little tricky, a little hard to get into. Basically, it fell, gave you your pullback, but then went back up again and really didn't get exactly what you wanted, but you still got in profit in New York's afternoon session. So you did get a second shot at the euro, but it did actually come down for what we wanted yesterday. As you can see, the period separators, we have a big blue candle there. That's great. I want this to come back up to this 38.2 at 1.1162. And we're going to take this down to 1.1066. You know, that's almost a 100 pip trade. Thank you very much. If it does that, I don't know if it's going to go all the way back up to the 38.2, to be honest with you, traders. If it goes up to the 23.6, you know what? I'll take it bearish from there, no problem. And we'll just take it down to our take profit zone. Traders, let's take a look at the pound. Pound a little tricky today. The pound is bullish. The pound is bullish. And I know you're saying, William, this chart is bearish. You are correct. This chart is bearish. However, if you look at the daily chart, you'll see that the pound is bullish. So this is in a correction mode. However, it's starting to work its way back up again. Today's issue is how are we going to get in this? So we have basically 2 trades. This can remain bearish. However, if it does, it's going to have to pass that 1.5518 because I want to get past that support level. That's a pretty strong support level. So we want to get past that. Now, if you get a bearish candle formation right now, you could take it down to the trend line, and that's a good trade. I mean, there's plenty of pips there to take that down. However, the trade I prefer is the 1.5599. Let price get above there. Give me a bullish candlestick. And you know what? We are up and going to the moon. And this thing is really good all the way up to about 5,700, 5,710. And we will be doing very, very happy. Yep, so that's going on with the pound. Let's take a look at the Aussie. Aussie moved yesterday, but was lacklustering in its movements. As we all know, the Aussie is bearish. It remains bearish. We did just have some China HSBC data come out, like I said before, and it was within expectations. And basically, I think the Aussie moved like 5 pips. So not much there. So we want this to come up to the 79.09 price level on a pullback up to this 38.2, and then we'd like to sell it. What is the issue here, traders? The issue here is, what are we selling into? We're selling into 7,900. Selling into 7,900, we know, especially if you look left of the chart, you will see that there's a lot of orders there, and that's what's going to make this trade hard. Also, if you take a look, I have put on the chart the daily support. That's the next support level on the daily chart. So, what am I saying? We want to sell it. If you get a bearish engulfing candle, you know what? Take it down to that daily support. Take your pips and get out. We'd love to see this before London Open get up to 79.09. You'll have plenty of room in case this thing decides to bounce around a little bit before you get to your profit taking. And we're going to take profit at that daily support level. It's a pretty easy trade plan today, but we're just going to have to see what happens. This might turn around and head to the downside at 7,900, so just keep that in mind. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. This is, the Euro Aussie does what the Euro Aussie does, but once it's in its mode, it does very well, and it's in a downtrend at the moment, and it's in a downtrend on the daily chart, so it's bearish. However, we have the 200 exponential moving average that's in our way at 4107. Again, if you sell from there, You're selling it to 4,100. What's 4,100? Psychological level, and traders have pending orders in there, probably to go long. So we have some issues here. So I'd like to see a break of this trend line, give us a bearish candle, and we could sell this. I'd love to sell it at this 1.4061 because if you look left of the chart, that is support. And I'd like to break that support. Once we break that, folks, and this goes down, we have a wide open space, and we have another area about 39.95 where we're going to have an issue. We have another support level there, but I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue, and I think it's going to slide right through that. Now, you're saying to me, well, William, we got almost 40 pips you want us to wait at a break of the trend line. You don't have to wait for the 40.61. That's just what I put on the chart to show you that there's a support level there. So you can take this at any point. If this breaks this trend line, gives us a bearish candlestick formation, I'd love to see a retest of the trend line, and then we could take it short. This is a really nice trade setup. Hopefully it works. Let's take a look at the euro-yen. Euro-yen is bearish, and we want to take this down. This is a really easy trade plan. There's nothing to worry about here. We just want to see bearish candlestick formation, a break of the trend line. This is a valid trend line. It's a 4-touch trend line. And you know what? Get it to come down, break below it, give us a retest of the trend line, and you know what? Let's take it short. I like a retest. I'm a conservative trader. If you're aggressive, you don't want to wait for the retest, that's fine. Just take it short. You want to take it down to 133.96. Now, you're saying, well, what happens if it goes up to the 200 exponential moving average? Well, no problem. If it goes up to the 200 exponential moving average, gives you a bearish candlestick formation, short it. And if you short it back down to the trend line, you're still 30 pips in profit. So you break even and you're fine. I mean, 30 pips that's a good day. That's time to turn off the computer and, go play golf or go back to sleep, one or the other, depending on what time of the day it is. So this is a pretty decent trade plan. I like this trade plan. New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar has been bearish, and this is the trade plan, I think, of the day. I'd like to see this come back up to this 38.2. It's 73.41 before the London Open, and we just want to sell this. I just want to sell this. I'm looking for the bearish engulfing candle and sell this. If it only comes up to the 23.6, if you look left of the chart, you can see that's previous resistance. If it gives me the trade there, close to the London Open, I would sell this. I would definitely sell this. This is the trade of the day for sure. Traders, something to take into mind, and I mentioned this a couple of times, is that now I'm seeing 90 minutes before the London Open, these pairs are starting to make their moves early. So, you used to be able to go in front of your charts an hour before or a half hour before and set your trades up for the London Open. Well, now you got to do it like an hour to an hour and a half, 90 minutes before the London Open, because these pairs are starting to move earlier than usual. Just keep that in mind. Well, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this Thursday, May 21st, 2015. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, we will catch you in the next, catch you tomorrow before the London Open. This is the Market Opening Preview Series. Traders, have a great trading day, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.